It's week 11 of the 2025 season, and we're going to see Mark Andrews. He's going to be a busy man in the passing game. It's the Ravens and the Jets, and it comes your way next.
Well, Brock, the fans were out and shouting J-E-T-S Jets well before the gates opened here, and now they fill the stands of MetLife Stadium in East Rutherford, New Jersey. Hi there, everybody. Thanks so much for joining us. You picked a fun one to tune into. I'm Kate Scott, joined by former NFL quarterback Brock Huard. And we've got two quarterbacks here, Brock, who are known for playing a very exciting brand of football. Not just throwing the rock, but taking it themselves, too.
Yep, these are two of the guys who really epitomize the direction that this position's going in the modern NFL.
Yep.
Pocket passers, they'll have their place. They always will. But a lot of teams look to somebody like this as the default. A great passer, but someone who can also mix in plenty of rushing yards and keep that defense honest.
Justin Tucker has this all teed up. And away we go from East Rutherford. His return starts at the 5. Coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line. So the Jets take the field for their first drive. And they're brought out by someone who is the modern example of an elite running quarterback, the multiple-time MVP, Lamar Jackson.
Just an all-around great performance from him last week, Kate, in the win. Those 2 touchdowns he had played a big part in the victory, no question. But so did keeping it clean, not throwing a pick. You want to become friendly with your own defense? Make sure they don't have any.
Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop him. Now, hang on, everybody. We've got an injured player after 1 snap, and it's their quarterback who's in need of some assistance. Oh, boy. Offense to the line for second down. Another try following the sack. Brought in right side. And he's got a decent gain before being brought down. Well, as we see the names populating this injury report, partner, we recognize they've had to do some adjusting over the course of the season as key contributors have gone down.
And this, right here, this is where fan favorites and surprise superstars are born, Kate. From guys having to step in as a result of these injuries. You never root for players to miss time and go down, but you'll always root for the guys filling in, who are getting their shot to make their name and contribute when it really matters.
What a play on 3rd and 13, and this drive will indeed continue.
You know what I like about that, Kate? I like that they're not coming out slow. They're willing to go with some looks here that will yield big yardage down the field instead of just settling for dinking and dunking the ball.
Winston has him on the quick hitter. And he's tackled for a short gain.
Every once in a while, it's fine to be conservative on first down, especially when you get enough to stay on schedule and get a little something coming out of it, too.
From the 44 here on second down. Splits a couple of defenders and completes it.
You know, I'm really not sure if that was an intentionally brave play to challenge double coverage or just simply not seeing the 2 defenders. Either way, what a tremendous throw and catch that earns some momentum.
And the defense gets there to force a small loss.
I talked to a bunch of different GMs, Kate, especially around draft time, and they all say the same thing. Linebackers are so hard to find. It's hard to transition from the college game that's in so much space to this game where you've got to play in a phone booth yet have that explosiveness to chase a play on the outside down like that linebacker just did.
4th down, and on comes the punt team, and the kick's away. And, oh, just a hair too much on that kick. The punt lands in the end zone. This one's coming out to the 20. So here now are the Ravens on offense to begin their first drive. And we'll get a look at the guy calling the shots, their 5th-year quarterback.
A win is a win for him, whether he goes for 400 yards and 5 touchdowns, Kate, or maybe he just finds the end zone once like last week. And being the team-first guy he is, he'd be more than happy to end the game with just 1 touchdown pass, or maybe even no touchdown passes, so long as they get the win in the end.
Fought off a tackle, but he lost the football! And this is scooped up by the Jets! Did not want to start like that. They get their shot to show what they can do, And they cough it up immediately, and they're off the field in one play.
Did you see what I saw there, Kate? I think I saw the excitement leave their body as somebody else was on top of that fun ball. If you're the type to believe in omens, well, this is a very worrying start to this game.
The second drive coming up now for the Jets offense. And they're certainly hoping for some better results here after that first drive ended in a punt. They'll head up 1st and 10 from the 42. Throwing now following the turnover. Ryman there to haul it in. Gets it ahead, has about 5 yards. Jacoby Dean in on the tackle. All right, here we go. Second down. From the 38. Short pass brought in. And he's out of bounds just short of the 30. That's good for 7 yards. And it'll give the Jets a first down. Out of the gun, here's Jackson. And he has it along the sideline, but he got a little too close to that edge. They're going to say he's out of bounds. We've got second down. So after the incompletion, here comes the second down call. Jackson yet again. Able to hit Ryman, complete. And a nice game here, but it stopped short of the first.
You know, Kate, over the years, I have heard defensive coordinators say, hey, you got to earn the right to rush the passer. You got to earn the right for me to call blitzes. And when you call a blitz and you don't get home and you don't hit the quarterback, you've earned nothing.
And he's going to be stopped at the 17-yard line. He gets 6 on that play. And it's good enough for a New York first down. He's got Harrison. And he's brought down for a loss. The rookie out of Colorado, the one to bring him down. Everyone's prepped. It's second down now.
At the 17-yard line.
Spears trying this straight ahead. And he runs this down to around the 12-yard line. There's 5 on that play. They need 5 more now on third down.
It's a gain of 5. Brings up 3rd and 5.
Blitz coming, Lamar. This ball's cut by Spears. And he's tackled with the first down yardage.
This dude just simply got a nose for the marker no matter how they get him the ball, Kate. Hand it to him, and he sniffs out that first down. Get it to him on a screen, and it's no different. He surges ahead and keeps this drive moving.
From the gun, Jackson. A dangerous throw, and he almost got burned by it. The interception dropped and incomplete on first down. So after the incomplete pass, here's second and goal. Jackson throwing here. He's got it. And he's able to get it to the 2 before the stop.
He's just one of those guys, Kate. Even when he's not open, he's still a target thanks to that physicality and his ability to just play bully ball. They don't like forcing into coverage, but sometimes when you got...
And he's in for the touchdown. The Jets parlay the turnover into a lead. It's a Tajay Spears touchdown. A lot of pressure on him in that moment, Brock. Find a way to score. Don't let it go to 4th and goal. And he finds a way to come through and gets in the end zone for 6.
Now, how about the other side? Beating a defense right there as well. That group who was so close to pulling off the goal line stand, yet all that motivation wasn't enough to stop him on 3rd and goal.
That one splits the uprights. And the Jets will jump out to a 7-0 lead. On now is Cook to kick this away. Return coming from the 6. He stopped on the return at the 27. Now we'll get set to see the Baltimore offense for the second time. They watch their fumble turn into points, so feeling maybe a little bit of an urge to make up for that now in this series. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. Mitchell gets it from the gun. And he's caught behind the line for a loss.
Well, he was supposed to be the one who chipped away a few and got a new set of downs started right in rhythm. Instead, he's now forced to pick himself from behind the line thanks to a great effort defensively.
Here's 2nd and 11. Throw secured by George Pickett. And they'll make the stop up at the 46-yard line. Big gainer here as he picks up 20. And that's good for a Ravens first down.
That's just great instincts. Go air it out on second down rather than just play conservative and run it. They hit a weak point in the coverage and don't need to worry about third down at all.
New set of downs for him from the 46. Back now, pressure on its way. And the first down pass sent away by a defender, incomplete. And that one vehemently swatted away. So it'll be second down. To the air, Lance. That's into the hands of Mo. Oh, he lost the football. And this is going to stay with the offense as he makes the recovery. Oh, they got that one back, partner, but that is way too close for comfort. They nearly lost their second fumble to begin this game.
And you know what I'm picturing right now? This defense. They spend the week studying these offensive guys and those that are ball security offenders. They put it in harm's way so defenses take advantage, and that's exactly what this crew is doing.
Give him 9 on that play, and it's enough for the first.
And the Ravens first down.
It's an option to the left side. And they sent it straight ahead, but the front stops him after a gain of 3. So we'll pause for an injured player, and yeah, it's as we feared. Man, you hope this is nothing. That's Trey Lance who's being looked at down there. Second down now, 7 to go. Running out of the gun with Mitchell. And the defense is all over this one for a big loss.
Kid, I'll never forget walking into the Hall of Famer Dwight Freeney's meeting room with those defensive linemen. The late, great John Tierlink, his coach, he had a little sign up in his office, and it was sacks, and that money sign was the S, because ends and D linemen make their money with sacks. But you win games when they stop the run like that for a tackle for loss.
So before they can set up for another play, we've hit the end of the first quarter. Neither side separating much so far. More from MetLife coming right up. Back at beginning of the second quarter, Ravens in possession. They're looking at yet another 1st and 10 on this drive. Here's Jones to throw. Ooh, he got hit as he was throwing, and unsurprisingly, it falls incomplete. Second down coming up. Man in motion, headed right. To throw again here on 2nd and 10. Jones. Catch is made by Elijah Mitchell. Don't think he's going to get much, if any, as he heads out of bounds right near the line. 3rd and 10. Can this offense get it done? Again, Jones to the air. Escapes the pocket. Trying to get away from the pressure, but he can't, and they drop him. And the defense comes through. That's going to back him up and bring up 4th down.
You just feel this defense starting to come alive, don't you, Kate? Got their first turnover last time out. Now they put their first sack on the board. In big plays on that side of the ball, they can come in bunches. Defense sure hopes to keep this faucet going, and the offense wants to turn the spigot off immediately. You'd expect him to make most of those attempts from this distance, but it's never a lock. So they'll happily take this and finish off the drive with points.
We've got a good one here. They've cut the lead to 4 as they send it away. Johnson with a return here. Coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line. The Jets and Lamar Jackson ready to go again on offense. And he's been more than just his work as a passer this season. Look at this. He's gotten the job done on the ground as well. 2nd among NFL quarterbacks in rushing yards. First down. Here's Lamar. And he has it along the sideline, but he got a little too close to that edge. They're going to say he's out of bounds. We've got 2nd down. No dice on that prior pass. Here's 2nd down. Spears running behind center. And this one's brought to a halt at about the 36-yard line. We'll get a stoppage now. Looks like we have someone banged up after that run in need of some attention. Here we go, third and less than a yard. Blitz coming here, Jackson. And that's a win for the pass rush. Hit as he threw it, leads to the incompletion. Fourth down coming up.
Well, that's like a good peanut butter and jelly sandwich. Takes both to make it work. And defensively, you've got to have that pressure up front. That's the peanut butter. And then you'd like to have some jelly. And that was almost a huge play with an interception.
And a fair catch made here at the 17. No return on that punt. And the Ravens will take over with a lot of field ahead of them. Now the Ravens all set for another possession. And their last drive did end in points. Not as many as they wanted, though. They had to settle for that field goal despite advancing the football pretty well. Putting a receiver in motion. Jones on first down. That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact. You go middle of the field against zone coverage, Brock. You know this firsthand. You are throwing into rush hour. And there aren't a lot of easy completions to be found in that part of the field.
Yeah, and a lot of those throws, Kate, you're signing your guy up to take some sort of hit. It's on you to protect your guys. Credit that defense for flying around and making the play.
Battle coming up on 3rd and inches. A give right side to Connor. And the defense gets there to force a small loss.
That is teaching tape for a linebacker. Read, react, and finish.
The Ravens getting ready for the punt. And we'll see how his debut offering goes. Surprisingly had to punt 5 times in last week's win, and he sends this away. And before that return amounts to much, they bring him down. Call that a 64-yard punt officially. And it'll be Jets football. The Jets out to begin another drive. They were only on the field for 3 plays their prior series, Brock. Let's see what changes they make to take over here. First down throw for Jackson. Don't try forcing it to the slant. It's intercepted. And the Ravens are going to have it after his 2nd interception of the season. Oh, man, I'm having to hold my partner back after this one. Captain Fundamental not happy that he didn't take the time to stop and get set before delivering that football. Gotta think that in part led to the turnover.
Yeah, Captain Fundamental because I couldn't run. Kind of like Tom Brady, right? But he's the essence of it. He's the GOAT. Why? Because he sets his feet. He's so fundamentally sound. The chance of interception so much higher when your fundamentals are no good.
It's okay, partner. It's gonna be okay. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10.
Okay, here we go.
Jones looking to throw. Pass into the hands of Mark Andrews. And they get this down to the 12-yard line before being stopped. Up to the line, and they're set. 1st and 10. Mitchell up the middle. And he made a bid for it. It's a good gain that's stopped down at the 3. Just a little short, but still a 9-yard pickup. That's going to bring up 2nd and 1. From the shotgun, it's Jones. And oh, he got it! Interception! And the Jets are going to have it after his 2nd interception of the season.
Well, that's it right there. That's the resilience and the mental toughness that every coach wants to see from his defense. Not a great spot for him. Backed up close enough that they're going to get shots taken in the end zone. But instead of collapsing under pressure, they rose up and they created the takeaway.
The Jets have their offense ready to go again. And this drive, Brock, hopefully longer than that last one. They were only out there 1 play before they were picked off.
They're kind of a good chance right now to see how risk-averse these guys are offensively. A lot of game left. They could give the passing game a little breather and start this one on the ground.
Taken in by Harrison. And he hauls this one up to the 11 before being stopped. 8 yards to go. Let's see how they approach this 2nd down.
The 11-yard line.
Now a give to Spears, coming left. And he's just spinning his wheels, man, this entire first half. They drop him behind the line. And the Ravens go in nickel, third down.
Third and 9.
Shotgun snap to Jackson. And the defense comes through to back him up ahead of fourth down.
Kate, I've seen a one-step drop. I've seen a 3, a 5, a 7. Some of the boots and play actions to get more depth. But a 20-step drop? That's not going to cut it. Except for this defense, it just adds a whole bunch of negative yards to that play.
Here comes the punting unit for the Jets. And after that drive went backwards, he's going to send this one forward. And he's certainly been staying busy. Once again, he's out to punt and sends this flying. He takes this in on his side of midfield. And he's brought down before the return gets far. Big kick on that one, 62 yards. And the Ravens more than happy to take over in enemy territory. From the 44-yard line now, 1st and 10. Mitchell takes it straight ahead. And he's brought down after a nice gain and a 1st down.
Hey, even though that was an excellent run, I got to talk about the receivers here, Kate, because 9 times out of 10, you see a run like that in this league, 10+, you know those guys on the outside are doing their job, shining as blockers, keeping those defenders away from the back. This is one of those situations, Kate, where I watch the body language of the running back because it'd be very easy for him to raise his hands up, look to the sideline in his O-line and go, what am I supposed to do there? There was nothing, no time at all to try and escape and react. Instead, it goes backwards.
2nd down, here's an option to the right. He swarms in the middle. This gets maybe a yard. Sidney Brown in on that stop. And it's a nickel look for the Jets, 3rd down. Working from the gun, here's Jones. The Jets get there and bring him down. And the defense comes through. That's going to back him up and bring up 4th down.
Well, I think they like to say in baseball, clear the mechanism, and that's what you got to do. You've got to let that play go and simply move on to the next. Hey, listen, rare is the game where pass protection ever is going to win 100% of the time, so move on to the next one. Hey, listen, I know kickers are arguably better today than they've ever been in the history of football. But anything from 60+ is still awfully ambitious. And that time, it didn't pan out.
And he's going to be brought down after reaching the 43.
That is the epitome of staying on schedule. That kind of completion right there on 1st down. Well, it opens up the entirety of the playbook for 2nd down. And 3rd and short in your back pocket, you can get even more aggressive and take that shot.
And he gets forward for 3 yards as we've reached our 2-minute warning. Now after the run, we see some trainers headed out for an injured player who was shaken up. 1 yard, all that's needed. This is 3rd and inches. Lamar now from the gun. Complete beyond the marker. And he's taken down at the 30. They come through with a nice gain there. Gain of 10, 1st down.
That's what we call situational football. You spend all week working on your nickel passing game package to take advantage of 3rd downs just like that.
Finds him over the middle. And he gets him around 6 there. Drew Tranquil brings him to the ground. After a good pickup, they've got 2nd and 4.
At the Ravens' 25-yard line.
Out of the gun, here's Jackson. Finds the in route complete. And not much doing. He stopped quickly. Now we're going to get an offensive timeout. That's their first. They'll have 2 left to work with before halftime. 3rd and just 2 to go. And again, it's Jackson. Splits a couple of defenders and completes it. And they get this down to the 12-yard line before being stopped. They come through with a nice gain of 10 and a 1st down.
You know, they call that the money down for a reason, because you're just simply not going to last long in the NFL if you don't convert a good portion of your 3rd downs. It's the money down. And nice to see them roll the dice and continue the series.
Completed here to Spears. Pick up a few as he heads out of bounds.
Well, that's a pretty similar result to a first down run play. Moves it forward, keeps you on schedule, and makes second and third down a whole lot easier to manage.
And they will score. Touchdown, New York. The Jets will add to their lead at the end of the half. Calvin Ridley with the touchdown. Exactly the play they were looking for, Brock. They saw it, and he put it right on the money.
Yeah, it really was a perfect play. This is what it looked like in practice, but more importantly now to get it done in game time, that's what you're looking for. Amazing when it all comes together.
York now for the extra point. Extra point sent right down the middle. And the Jets drive their lead to 11. Time left for maybe a return plus a play here as they send this away. And the kickoff is into and then out of the end zone. Touchback, this drive starting from the 30. He's back to throw. He's going to loft one deep to the left. And the defender redirects that deep shot. Nicely done, incomplete. That brings us to the break. The Jets with a halftime lead here in East Rutherford. Now down the coast we go to Orlando, Florida, in our studio there. Jonathan Coachman waiting by with the EA Sports Halftime Report.
All right, Kate, we'll get back to you and Brock in a bit. For now, plenty of early action.
And with a push of a button, we say so long to the Halftime Report and jump right back to the start of the third quarter. On now is Cook to kick this away. Has this at the 6. And he's brought down just inside the 25 on the return. The Raven offense headed out for this first series of the second half. They'll try to get that ground game established better than they did in the opening half, Brock. See if they can attack that deficit. And he won't salvage that. It's a loss on the play.
I know from the position of the quarterback, Kate, sometimes you hand that ball, you put it in the belly of the running back, and you send him right into the teeth of a buzzsaw. You can feel it from the jump, and that call from the defense, well, it came at the perfect time.
Finds a seam down the middle. And he's downed after getting this up to the 41. An excellent gain, 20 yards there, and that's going to move the sticks.
I may love watching a great thrower, but I love watching a well-done route too, Kate. Make that guy think you're trying to stack him only to drop your hips and cut right inside. Some good work to help reset those chains.
Slot man in motion right. Hit some space around midfield. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. How about 29 yards on that play, partner, as they get the chains reset. First and 10 now from the 30. Operating from the gun, it's Jones. Gets this one to Andrews. And this almost ended worse, but he gets a yard out of it. DJ Reed brings him down that time. They'll come to the line here, 2nd and 9. Man in motion, out of the slot. Play fake, Jones. Complete to Pearsall. And he has it down officially to the red zone at the 20.
It's not just imperative that a quarterback knows man or zone. Same thing for a receiver, especially on a drag route. When he sees zone coverage like that, just settle down, find the soft spot, and give your quarterback a chance.
That's caught for the first. And he works this to the 15 before they make the stop. 5 yards on that play and enough for a new set of downs. Offense set for a 1st and 10. Out of the option, he's going to keep it going right. And they've got him behind the line for a big loss.
It's easy for me to say up here in the friendly confines of the booth, Kate, but that was not the right read. And you hate seeing him absorb yet another hit at the end of the play. You never want him taking unnecessary shots throughout this game.
This ball's caught by Pickens. And he's going to be taken down near the 8-yard line.
I really like the timing of that screen call to the perimeter. Get the ball in space to operate and turns into a nice game.
3rd down, Jones to throw. That's going to be caught by Mitchell. And he's brought down real close to that goal line at the 1. They find 7 yards, and now they've got first and goal. Tight end in motion right. Mitchell has the Baltimore touchdown. The Ravens cut into the lead coming out of halftime. All right, so the offense does its job, Brock. Now they need their defense to give them a chance to overcome that big deficit.
The momentum in the building's clearly changed. We can feel it here in the booth, but you're right. It's now up to the defense to make a stop and give them a chance.
Now the Ravens offense staying put. Look at this. They're going for 2. He's throwing for it. And they get the 2-point conversion. Nice catch in the end zone there. They're back within a field goal now. Critical 2-point play there, Brock. The conversion puts them now in range of tying this sucker up with a field goal.
So different for everybody in the building, right? A 3-point game, and especially different for the kicker. He wasn't needed there, but get yourself ready. Your defense does the job. You may need a game-tying field goal at some point soon.
Ball is set up, and it's away. Just a 3-point game now. Johnson now on the return. And pretty solid field position starting out here, Brock. He's tackled at the 29. The Jets and receiver Calvin Ridley back out again on offense. And after the impressive drive we just witnessed, you gotta imagine that they are hoping to respond with something similar.
Yeah, and I don't love to use the word can't, right? But this can't be a 3-and-out for this offense right here. They got to give their defense a chance to catch their breath and turn some of the momentum in the building.
Has the connection to Ridley. And that's good yardage there with a new set of downs to boot. New slated downs to approach here from the 40. Throwing now on first down, it's Jackson. Finds his target, Ryman. They gain 14 on the play. And it'll give the Jets a first down.
When you see play action, do all you can to get your eyes to the tight end, because that's their bread and butter. That play action gives him time off the line, helps chip a rusher, or even helps sell that fake. And then when he releases, he gets out, he gets some leverage. He gets to that edge before the defender can cover him.
First down, here's Lamar. Lays out left side and gets it. 12 yards on that play and a good call nets him the first.
That's another Jets first down. First and 10 at the 34-yard line.
Jackson yet again. He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose. Incomplete. When we look back at this one, Brock, it is going to be defensive highlight after defensive highlight. And there again, the examples, they just keep coming.
The physical play has been the trademark, really, from the first snap through this second half. There have not been many just uncontested, clean, efficient plays. Every effort's been answered. That's why that scoreboard's not been lit up.
Jackson now on third. Just got it away before the hit, but it doesn't matter. It's incomplete. Fourth down coming up.
That is a DB's best friend, pressure. That pressure earned that incompletion. They came in before he could find a target and hit him to alter that last-second attempt to get rid of it.
And this kick is good. He needed to get all of it there, and he did. And that'll double their lead to 6.
A lot of them may make it look automatic, but you get this deep, and those field goals are far from a certainty. It took all his concentration, every bit of his strength, to send that puppy through.
This one's fielded at the 4-yard line. Coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line. Baltimore running its offense out now. And they're coming off an excellent series throwing the football that led to that touchdown, Brock. So you and I both expecting that defense to be looking for that on this series. First down, throw by Jones. Andrews with the catch. And this one gets to the 33-yard line before it's stopped. 2nd and 3 now. From the shotgun, it's Jones. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. And that pushes them back. Third down coming up.
So for those of you keeping track, we get a solid completion for decent yardage on first, and then we go backwards on second. Kate, I guess we got a quality rubber match right here on third down.
Pearsall there to grab it. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
You're not going to last long in the National Football League if you don't convert a good chunk of your third downs. Nice find there to continue the series.
New set of downs for him at the 38. Option headed to the left on first down. And he's able to power this forward, but they stop him after 2 yards.
It may not show up as much on the old stat sheet, just a short little QB run, but what that does, Kate, is so important. Keeps that defense honest, and in particular, those defensive linemen, those cleats in the ground, they're not just coming after you in the pocket. Now they've got to think about you as a runner as well.
This finds Mitchell, complete.
That defense, it'll give up that completion every time. They don't just like it, they love it. Because it creates a fun little race between everybody coming downhill to go make that tackle, or in this case, run him right out of bounds.
Jones now on third down. And they get to him way behind the line on this one and take him down. And the defense comes through to back him up ahead of fourth down.
That sure ended up being a worst-case scenario. Pass rush just kept coming and bearing down, and he was looking for an escape that wasn't there. It's just one of those plays in hindsight, Kate, where you really got to understand, I got to cut my losses, and avoid such a negative play.
Baltimore lined up in punt formation. His first punt win 50. This is away and looks even better. And the coverage team is there as he fields it, so almost nothing on that return before he stopped.
At their own 28-yard line.
On first down, Jackson. This ball's cut by Spears. And he'll have a small 4-yard chunk there. Hassan Reddick cleaning up that play. This is the end of the third quarter. The Jets have it with a lead to start the fourth, but the win's not secure quite yet. Second and 6 coming up here. From the 32. Pass caught by Ridley. And he's up to the 35-yard line as they reel him in. All plays on the table here for 3rd and 3. Now it's Lamar. Complete beyond the marker. And he'll be out of bounds right along the 40. A 5-yard gain on the play. And it's good enough for a New York first down. New slated downs to approach here from the 40. First and 10. Here's Jackson. Has his man. It's Ridley. And this one does not go far.
Well, he saw his guys pick up the blitz. Well, he felt them pick it up anyway if he wasn't looking at him. But with their effort on his behalf, I think this QB felt owed to them and the group up front to find somebody to get a completion, so that effort up front wasn't in vain.
And this one doesn't go far.
This is one of those kind of win-win situations. Both sides feel good. As an offense, I get a completion. I get a win. As a defense, I keep everything in front of me. I make the tackle for a short gain. I get a win, too. Sometimes you can't get to win-win.
And he's taken down directly on that 43-yard line. A nice gain of 13 yards as it brings up a first down.
I know the Combine tries to test everything it possibly can physically, but I don't know how you test courage at the Combine, because there's nobody defending you. Nobody wants to hit you. But that was the epitome of courage to make that in cut and make the catch.
A give to Spears, running right. We'll pause now for an injured player, and it looks like he's worse for wear after handling that last carry. 2nd and 10. Need to get some positive yardage here. Back to throw. Here's Jackson. Brought in right side. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a first down.
That's good for another Jets.
From the red zone now. Has it in close. And they'll get this down nearly to the end zone. Instead, stopped at the 2. All set up for an insurance score here. It's 1st and goal. They'll try and punch it in. And he's into the front for a gain of about 2.
Okay, all right. There's a little progress on 1st and goal. You keep it safe, you push a little closer, and now you're set up for what you want to do on 2nd down.
And the defense is all over this one for a big loss.
Well, you can scratch that one from the playbook, and you're not going to call it again if you can't impact the D-tackle. You just saw him sitting right there. He was ready for a feast, and he buried that draw before it could get started.
Jackson has it, 3rd and goal. Flushed out of the pocket. And the ground game works for the touchdown. The Jets make it a 2-possession game here in the 4th. It's a Lamar Jackson touchdown. Wow, great work there by the quarterback. The play broke down, didn't really have much of a choice other than to escape and improvise, and in the end, Brock, the best call he could have made.
Yeah, and you can do it in different ways in today's NFL, right? The Tom Brady's just recently retired. He did it with his brain. He did it with his mind, but you've got to be able to improvise, as you said.
And he won't get away. They bring him down. The sack prevents them from adding another 2 more to that lead.
You spend all week on 2-point plays, trying to get to your best options, but ultimately sometimes the execution of that pass, it doesn't work.
On now is Cook to kick this away. Return coming from the 6. And in the end, he's able to get it to what used to be a touchback. It's at the 25 after the return. The Ravens trotting out their offense. And this game might be going better if he could have some more time just to work back there. This pass rush has been all over them. Really keeps taking this offense out of any grooves that they've managed to get into.
Okay, I like to say in life there's energy givers and there's energy vampires.
Yeah.
And for this defense, these sacks right here, they're such energy givers. And, man, it's like a vampire sucking the juice out of an offense.
Yeah, I love that. Pass caught along the sideline by Mitchell. Second and 10. Need to get some positive yardage here. Operating from the gun, it's Jones. Throws off the rip, but it's incomplete.
Hey, Kate, I know it's unrealistic to expect a 100% completion rate from anywhere on the field. But in this close, you really shouldn't be missing too many throws. Those need to be borderline automatic.
Here he is on 3rd and long. Gets this one to Andrews. And he'll get it out to the 34 before he's tracked down.
You can earn your money in the NFL in all sorts of different ways, but defensively, in a league where you're just not hitting as much at training camp, you're not tackling as much as they got to in the old days, and you can make a play in the open field, keep it short like that, I promise you some money will follow.
And he's going to bring it up to the 40-yard line before he stops. They come through with 6 yards there, Brock, and they're rewarded with a new set of downs. New slate of downs to approach here from the 40. On 1st down, it's Jones to throw. Has him on the quick hitter. And he'll get it up to the 44. Working quickly here. Catch made by Mitchell. And he'll be brought down after getting it to the 47-yard line. Moving quickly, trying to get set again. This ball's caught by Pickens. And he's tackled after gaining a handful. Again, Jones to the air. Nowhere to go with it, so he just throws it away.
Those passes get more and more difficult as you try to get aggressive down the field. Those windows and throwing lanes, Kate, are not open very long, and it only takes a little bit for a throw to be thrown off.
Third down, Jones to throw. And that was probably their last gasp. It's intercepted. Brandon Stevens has it. Well, hold on a second. We've got a Raven hurting pretty good out there. They're going to head out to look at him. Offense ready to begin this drive. 1st and 10. Out of the gun, they'll give it to him inside. And he's short of the first after a mild gain. They managed 6 on the play, bringing up 2nd and 4. And they'll let the clock run all the way down and expire.
Delay of game, offense.
Everyone was set and at the line. The quarterback just didn't snap it before the play clock hit 0.
Still 2nd down.
All right, one more snap before the 2-minute warning. Running it after the penalty. And he'll maybe get 2 out of that. So that play brings us to the 2-minute warning. Let's see what they draw up on a 3rd and 7. Back-to-back carries here. And he'll push this upfield and earn them a new set of downs. With 1:54 remaining, the defense burns a timeout. So the win goes to the Jets. Well, tip of the cap, Brock. You could not question that they brought some fight to the field, try to throw